Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. दो तीन चीजें clear हुई हैं after watching the first half of the match between Sunrisers Hyderabad and Royal Challengers Bangalore. SRH, of course, batting first, and a bowling effort from RCB that they will be very happy about. They'll be very proud about. They've managed to get SRH all out on the last ball, and this is the first time in this season that the RCB bowling unit has taken all 10 wickets of the opposition. And a few things that I've got clear from Mohammad Siraj. घर का खाना खाओगे तो आदमी शेर बन ही जाएगा. That's right. After the party in his house last night, because he's coming back home to Hyderabad, it showed a little extra namak in that home food and the love that always works wonders. Got Joy Bhattacharjya and Zaheer Khan here with me. First of all, fair assessment about the home food, Zach?
Absolutely.
Fair, no? It's absolutely fair.
What was the menu? Biryani.
Must have been, right? And we had everybody. I think Virat, Chahal, everybody was there. So you saw everybody was maa ka pyar.
They have not had salads and soups.
They definitely have not had salads and soups.
Yeah, salad soup performance nahi hai.
It really wasn't. A couple of other things. One is this pitch. After looking at AB, looking at the pitch, you realize that batsmen are kind of worried.
Especially that wicket which Chahal took.
Yeah.
I think, the ball kind of stopped and got caught at covers. That was not the usual covers kind of position. It was like a very catching kind of covers fielder, Virat standing there. I think showed that, there is enough in the wicket for bowlers to play with. It's not a easy wicket to just go out there and get those runs. So someone will have to bat through. I think, it's very important that you can't approach this innings as like a typical T20 kind of innings where you just go out there, hit through the lines and all that. You need to be very watchful. I think that's something which RCB batting unit need to quickly gather.
Yeah.
They must be talking about these things, how to approach chase on this kind of track, because wicket did look on the slower side, and there was a hint of reverse swing as well, which shows that the wicket is on a very dry side, the wicket is drier. So yeah, from Sunrisers bowling point of view, I think they're used to pulling these kind of games.
I love the way you laughed when you saw AB looking at the wicket. AB just looking at it like that, very worried.
I think all the batsmen, So when you field first and the wicket is a bit dodgy, you always have batsmen wondering, okay, what is my plan? What am I going to do now?
They have to do what Kane Williamson did. You have to respect the conditions. You really have to respect them. He really was the batsman for Sunrisers Hyderabad, leading from the front. This is his 5th 50 in this tournament. He's fallen just about 12-13 runs short of getting that orange cap. If he had had it, he would have overtaken Ambati Raidu. But there you go, 146 all out. And Mohammad Siraj, of course, getting those 3 wickets, going at tad over a runner ball. Tim Saudi getting 3 wickets. And Chahal getting a lot of turn, just the 1 wicket, but of course kept the pressure up. Kane Williamson got a bit of a measure of him at some time. But Joy, you have to look at this. Even though RCB's taken 10 wickets, you look at that 146 on that total, and you think two things. The first thing you think is, how did Gaurav Kapur get that right?
Exactly what I was going to say. Exactly what I was going to say. Congratulations.
I don't want any applause, any congratulations.
The enforcement directorate is knocking at your door now as we speak.
It's like picking lottery numbers. I said 147, they need 147 to win, but hey, I can see the future. The second thing is, you still say, despite them getting 10 wickets, is that actually it's evenly poised right now, because SRH has not done badly to get to 146.
I think it's an even match. Not an even match. I still say that RCB has an advantage. It's not even 160 would have been maybe even in match. There's slight advantage, but yeah, they need somebody to stick around for 10, 12, 15 overs. The point of it is, again, see, one batsman got himself set really. Look at his strike rate also. Forget the runs he scored. He got 52 at about 35. Okay, Shakib was about a runner ball, played 30 ball. The 5 overs he played, he's at a runner ball. Okay, so Kane Williamson obviously is playing at a higher class, and a batsman of Shikhar Dhawan's class with the ball hard in this thing, he made 13 of 19 balls.
Yeah.
So look, it's not that everyone's going to get this condition right. The thing is that whoever does get it, whoever is hitting right, has to stay.
Yeah.
It's not the wicket where you look at the strike rate of batsmen.
Yeah.
I think you look at how one is building the innings, and till about 15 overs, this game is going to be depending on how many wickets RCB has in hand at the 15 over mark, because this kind of a run chase, you got to talk about how you're going to keep the wickets in hand.
Yeah.
Even if you're batting at 100 strike rate, I think that's fine. But if you have say 7 to 8 wickets in hand by 15 15-over mark is going to be RCB's game.
But that's the thing, Joy, what you're saying is effectively out of the top 3, if one of them stays to the 20th over, that's game RCB, isn't it?
Yeah, you need a class batsman to stay because it's not going to be easy to bat out.
Class की कमी तो RCB में है नहीं. When you have Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers coming at 3 and 4, and you have a guy like Parthiv Patel who actually showed a lot of staying power against CSK the other day. He showed a lot of staying power. The only guy who pretty much got half the team's runs almost.
Yeah, I think also what they'll tell is if they bat Manan in the top, which they probably will, I think they'll give him a license to go for it and say that okay, play your free game.
Yeah.
If you get 20, 30, 40, whatever, go there and release the pressure if you can.
Yeah.
And if he gets a quick fire 35, 40, he'll have done his job.
Yeah, he would have. Another point of concern for Sunrisers Hyderabad has been, one is that it's Kane Williamson, who's pretty much the tent pole of that batting. He's holding that entire batting lineup up. He's got 5 half centuries now. An area of concern for them is definitely Manish Pandey. And Manish Pandey's figures, leave aside, he's got that half century against KKR. Can we go back to that graphic? Let's go back.
I think that was Kane.
He's got half century.
That's Kane.
That's Kane Williamson, sorry. Those are his half centuries. Let's first applaud the effort of the captain before we go to Manish Pandey and slightly sadder things. You see him everywhere. He's also got the strike rate. Now, a lot of people are under this misconception that Kane Williamson is not a T20 player. I think can we once and for all officially, and I've been saying it for 10 games, just bust that myth. He is a very good T20 player.
He probably wouldn't have started.
Yeah.
If David Warner was here, he probably wouldn't have been. He would have been sitting on the bench for 6-7 games, definitely. And so for him to come here, take captaincy and look at the way he's batting. Again, there's a 6 that he hit late in the innings where nobody else looked like connecting with the ball. He hit such a clean 6 and with so much power. It goes to show that, he's got it in him. And what I love about this is actually the class of 2008. Kane Williamson, captain of New Zealand in the 2008 Under-19 World Cup.
Yeah.
Virat Kohli, captain of India.
Yeah.
So this is the class. Siddharth Kaul played in that World Cup. Manish Pandey played in the World Cup. Fascinating. Ravindra Jadeja played the World Cup.
Wow. They've aged well. These young lads have aged well, haven't they?
Dasal is about perfect. Class of 2008.
He's a complete player, I think. Kane Williamson plays all the formats, and he knows he's figured out his game. He can play according to the format, and the conditions. And today's track is just ideal for him because you can't look at the strike rate on this track. You don't think of 150, 170 strike rate. Even if you bat at 120 strike rate, it's something which is very important to face the number of deliveries, I think, and that's what Kane Williamson did smartly. And some of the shots which he played to Chahal, I think, Chahal has bowled really well on this track, but it's just sheer brilliance of Kane Williamson that the figures are not really reflecting how good Chahal has bowled on this track.
Yeah,
basically you need to win this match, the team has to bat at a strike rate of about 123, 124. That's it.
Yeah.
You have to look at it like that and say, look, the team bats at 123, 124, we won the game.
Yeah, let's not go crazy. So, as we're saying, the under-19 boys are doing well. देखते बच्चे कैसे बड़े हो जाते हैं. But one of them has not been doing that well. We've got Manish Pandey figures here, and this will be a concern for SRH as they go into the end of the tournament. And he's got that 1 half century against Kings 11, actually both times against Kings 11, so he obviously likes playing against them. But not so much the other teams.
Well, I think from Sunrisers' point of view, yes, they do need Manish Pandey's form is very critical for them, but they wouldn't be worried too much about it because he's someone who is going to play all the matches for sure.
Yeah.
And at the back end of the tournament, it's also about like building that momentum going into the playoffs. So sometimes you as a match winner, you might have average kind of a tournament, but suddenly towards the end you play those valuable knocks which really matter, and that looks like the case with Manish Pandey. I think he's having one of those seasons where you change a team and the whole scenario changes, the way the familiarities of preparing for a game, the voices which you hear in terms of getting you going, maybe not around. So he's figuring those things out. But I think I think
SRH so much different from Eden Gardens.
They are, but I think on the whole he's good enough player, I think, to play on any kind of surface, and he's an important cog, I think, as far as the SRH campaign is concerned.
So you see them persisting with him all 14 games.
Absolutely, I think I'll
16 games. Sorry, SRH fans will be saying 14, 16. Surely you mean that could mean 17 as well.
Yeah.
See what I'm doing? You see what I did? You see what I did? Good to see Yusuf Pathan hit some big ones.
I'd like to see Yusuf Pathan. Yusuf Pathan definitely. I still think that Deepak Hooda is a piece which is an important piece for them.
So you would say instead, big call if you'd say he can only play in place of Manish.
He can play in place of Manish or Yusuf. These are the only two positions.
Yeah, but
he
Yusuf,
really
2 games now is showing that he's getting that backswing. He's hitting those few shots. He can get you crucial runs.
You could,
towards the end.
you could rest a player also. I'm not saying that you need to necessarily drop him. With
Only
players.
once they secure the place in first 2, then I think they'll try experimenting a bit with the playing 11. But one thing with SRH, I think they've done their homework well. I think way before IPL auction happened, and then the auction went well for them. They've figured out that this is the squad they're going to have. These are the roles which they've defined. These are the replacements. So they've been backing their players. Even if you look at how they've formed their squads, they've gone back to the same players which have been part of the squad. So that's something which they believe, that their philosophy has been very clear, that okay, we are going to trust the player, we are going to believe in a particular player and give him enough opportunities to flourish. And I think Manish Pandey, because he's been a regular fixture of the Indian team as well, knows how to deal with the pressure situations. They know that he will come good. He's far good a player to be left out for long time, and you have to show that trust also as a franchise in your key players, and particularly when your main players are not available, like someone like Warner has not been part of it. So I think from the Indian players side, I think SRH will continue with Manish Pandey.
Happy with the intent you saw from RCB on the field today? They seem pretty
much better, pumped up, much better. Whether it's a biryani or what it was, or the desperation, or whatever. Great. It's fantastic to see, because you see, what you hate is when teams sort of drooping early and they've given up. This is not the body language of a team that's given up, and even if whatever way the result goes, at least RCB shown their fans we have some fight left in us.
Yeah, and the bowlers surely did today. I mean, they picked up all 10 wickets. Let's show you how the bowlers did for RCB. And this card makes very happy reading for all RCB fans, because they've been wanting their bowlers to sort of do that. And today they really have. 3 wickets for Siraj, 3 for Saudi, a wicket apiece for Chahal and Yadav, and then they had a couple of run-outs as well. So good bit of fielding there. Moeen Ali's addition, inspired addition actually, for this track especially, bowled the overs up front, applied some pressure, which then everybody sort of exploited, and they kept that pressure going. Besides that little bit where Kane Williamson looked like he's going to run them away to 165, I think RCB was pretty much in control for about 14 to 15, 16 overs.
Except when he and Shakib was set for a little bit in the middle, that was the only period that they looked as if they might take the game away.
I think Sunrisers Hyderabad was aiming that 160 mark, and RCB has done well from that point of view. They've restricted Sunrisers Hyderabad to 15 to 20 runs short, and which is what has put the momentum in RCB's favor going in the break. The thing which is going to be most important for RCB is again Virat and AB. One of the two has to carry the innings through. One of them has to play that anchor role and play the similar kind of role what Kane Williamson did, and probably play that innings of 50 or 60. Power play is going to be the most crucial ones, but I feel that this is a kind of track which you have to just wait for bowlers to make mistake and cash on that rather than
there's not too many mistakes that happen with SRH bowlers, right? The reason why we're not mentioning them is because our pre-show was just full of SRH bowling, singing their praises. We sang some hymns, some bhajans, some songs about them, and really, what can you say about them? If there was ever a bowling attack that could defend not just 147 but 127, it is this bowling attack. So be careful. RCB is what Joy and Zach are saying. Respect the conditions, respect the bowlers. The asking rate is not too high. One batsman stays till the end. This could be RCB's game, and they really need it. It'll be a booster shot for their campaign, for their 2018 campaign. Really important. All right, one piece of business left before we go away for now, which is the joy factor. Gaon ke bade, the wise person of the village, will now take away with joy factor.
Here goes the joy factor, and the reason we're repeating it is I think there might have been a typo in the previous one. What connects a Ranji Trophy final in March 1990 with the Australia-England Adelaide Test match in January 1991? It's not a long flight.
Hopping flight which went.
It's a nice, interesting answer.
Yeah.
You like the answer.
It's not even a ship. By the way, I've also learned that there was like tours in the, what was it, I think the 70s, that the flight from India to Australia would actually have 5 stops in the middle when it would go. It would go, I'm going to find that exact bit out.
They used to have strange things. They used to have 11-day test matches. There was a timeless test match which ended on the 11th day because I think the England team had to take a ship back.
Yeah.
So 11 दिन तक खेलते
How
रहे.
many rest days in between?
No, I think
There
there
used
was
to be
one.
rest day also.
Rest day was
In
common
earlier
till
days.
even 1980.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Like the wife is calling, saying, when will you be back home? When's the game getting over? I don't know. Could be a day, could be a week, could be a month. I might never come back. All right, but we are going to come back in 90 minutes. We'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz Live.